Hi, I'm Dr. Daniela Stein. I'm a medical doctor, a wellness expert, and passionate about lifestyle medicine, about functional medicine, about integrative medicine. Today we're going to chat about bloating. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a look on my website. I have a lot of free resources on wellnessmdhealth.com. You can follow me on social. And if you subscribe to YouTube and you press the notification button, you'll see when I upload new videos. My goal, my heart's desire through this is for you to be really equipped to live your optimal life. Today we're chatting about bloating. And specifically the questions that I got was bloating during menopause. So with bloating, it's a big topic, many causes, but you can take your health into your own hands and really improve your bloating. So first we must understand, why are you bloating? So bloating does get influenced by a couple of things. We see it commonly during our premenstrual cycle, during menstruation, as well as during menopause. So what bloating is, and the reason why you see it during your menstrual cycle is with menstruation, is because of your prostaglandin release, which affects your gut. So that's quite important to understand why you get bloating, and then also the water retention that you would typically get during your PMS period, menstruation period, and menopause period. And we talk about it more often. It's a very similar management during menopause, and then if you're just experiencing during your menstruation, PMS, you'll take this advice, but you will just implement it the 3 days before your period. If it's regarding menopause, you might implement it the whole time that you're perimenopausal. So to first look at it from a bigger perspective is lifestyle. I really push lifestyle. So studies have shown that exercise does improve bloating. Which exercise? It will depend on where you are. If it is for PMS symptoms, menstrual bloating, running would be fantastic for you. Cardiovascular exercise. Studies have shown that you have to do it 3 to 5 hours a week for 8 weeks, and then you're going to see significant improvement. With your exercise will look a little bit different when you're menopausal. To my menopausal clients, I advise not to exercise for such long times, to focus on muscle strengthening exercise, HIIT exercise, that's high intensity training, to build muscle strength, to do bursts of exercise for shorter periods of time. You're going to more focus on stretching type of exercises, relaxation exercises, things that stimulate your parasympathetic system. It's going to be a game changer. If you make sure that you exercise 3 to 5 times a week for 8 weeks, your bloating will improve. That's under lifestyle. Another thing that we look at lifestyle would be your stress management. A big thing when people come to me with bloating, I start off and say, why does it bother you? If it's painful, inflamed because of this prostaglandins, it's one thing. But is it because society wants us to have a flat stomach? So to really think about it, if it's really from a cosmetic perspective, just because society wants you to have a flat stomach, to think about why you're doing it. I help a lot of women lose weight for weight around your abdomen, often shows weight, visceral fat that could affect your heart, your liver, but that's different from bloating. Bloating is not weight gain. It's just like swelling, inflammation. We want to focus on anti-inflammatories. We want to reduce inflammation. But if you just step back and think, is it because of a perceived conception from society that I should have a flat stomach? It takes a lot of pressure off of a lot of my clients if they think, why? If I know I'm going to be bloated for certain days of the month, I can just wear looser clothes those days. If someone make a rude pregnancy comment, I can just take it from who it comes from. It kind of shifts the whole narrative, whole perspective. Okay, but if it's not about cosmetics, it's really you have inflammation, you're uncomfortable, lots of things we can do about bloating. We always treat constipation. Different ways to treat constipation. Diet is critical. You can take a magnesium supplement at night. It's important not to be constipated. Our diet is full of toxins. If that toxin sits in your colon for a longer period of time, you absorb more of the toxins, high risk for colon cancer. You have to have a regular bowel movement. That's very important. Regular looks different to different people. Some people have a bowel movement after every meal, some people once a day. Make sure you have regular bowel movement so that there is not this constipation making your bloating even worse. Biggest thing with bloating is I look at a client's diet. So we call all the bacteria in your colon, in your gut, we call it your microbiome. And that's critical with bloating. So for different people, it looks different. First, we look at, for most of my patients in hospital that I see, I actually put them on a FODMAP diet. And that would be not just in menopause, it would be for my patients with irritable bowel syndrome, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. The dietitians there has a good handout, and you can just Google it, FODMAP diet. It stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, polyols. It's short chain carbs, sugars that your gut cannot absorb. And that's what it's those sugars that causes distension, inflammation, irritation in your gut. So first of all, low FODMAP diet for most people do well if they go on a low FODMAP diet. It does not mean if you get from your dietitian this list of foods to avoid, it doesn't mean you have to avoid everything. For different people, it's different. There are often foods that you can still use, but you might just have to look at it differently. Beans, for example, you might need to soak overnight. Nuts, you might need to soak overnight and likely roast them the next day. So there are still a lot of good foods you can eat, just to be very smart about it. Next one that you can do when you become bloated is to use a natural food as a diuretic. I love rooibos tea. I'm South African, it's a South African tea, rooibos tea. We get it very easily available here in Canada as well. I give it to most of my patients. When people come in with bloating, I always suggest, or water retention in general, I always suggest rooibos tea. You can have it with a whitener, but you can also have it, drink it straight up. It's very good. It's very good natural diuretic. Foods that are natural diuretics are foods such as celery, cucumber, asparagus, garlic, leeks, watermelon are all good diuretics. I suggest that you eat less salt and less carbonated drinks, either, for that 3 days prior to your period or during your menopausal phase. So all these sparkling waters that we drink to avoid that if you have a problem with bloating. So if we eat less salt, that is sodium chloride is what table salt or salt foods are. You can increase your potassium, because potassium is a different form of salt. Your potassium rich foods, you can increase. Those would be foods such as bananas, avocados, spinach, lentils, salmon, kidney beans, all those things you can increase in your diet that will help to reduce water retention. I hope you found something through this that's very useful, that will help you in your journey to improve your gut health, which will then improve bloating. Ask me if you have any questions, anything else you would like me to answer. You can like this video, you can subscribe to my videos, you can follow me on Insta or Pinterest. Take care.